Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the 2013 Thrilling 30 Orion Pax figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to have a look at the accessories that come with him to help you know if yours is complete. We'll have a quick look at a packaged version and the comic that comes with him. We'll see how he displays with some other figures in the same toy line. And of course, we can have a quick comparison. Now, as I don't have any other Orion Pax figures to date, we can see how he looks and, of course, I suppose displays with what he became. So there we go. As you can see, quite a few things to get through with this video today. So as I'm taking these back, I'd like to remind anybody, if they've not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me and the channel out. So as I've mentioned, Thrilling 30, which was the toy line, which to be honest was exactly 10 years ago. And I suppose it's very much like what Legacy is today. So it took exactly that. It took loads of different figures from different toy lines and genres, and it brought them all together. But this, I think, apart from the e-hobby version, was I think the first incarnation of Orion Pax. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and I will correct this and then do another video when I get the e-hobby one as well. But this guy is amazing. Still to this date, he's brilliant. He's very detailed. You can see you've got lovely detail there inside the chest as well, the Autobot logo on there. We've got articulation wise, we've got shoulders going all the way around out to the side. We've got bicep flexion. Do we have, yeah, we've even got wrist flexion, we've got a waist swivel, we've got ball and socket hips, we've got knee tilt, and we've also got ankle and feet rock as well. So loads of things. As I say, this is the first impressions if you were to open this figure. The only thing I will say about this, and that's just purely due to the age, is it is quite gappy on the back of the legs there, and indeed in the forearms. This is obviously quite common in figures nowadays still anyway. And one thing, it does just feel a bit lighter and a bit flimsy than today's figures, but again, you know, it's nearly 10 years old. Lovely detail of the yellow, of course, on the waist. Lovely detail there. Even the headlights there are painted on. The silvers, you've got like a gunmetal grey in the silver. I've got nothing really bad to say about this figure at all. The only negative, or I suppose shame, is that you've got lovely, lovely light piping in the eyes, but they've covered up the back of the head. And maybe I can show you it working just about there, because the light's shining through. If they didn't cover that up, or if that had been at least been see-through, that would have been a lot better. But as you can see, there's not much, you know, there's nothing really negative to say about this guy at all. First impressions are very, very good. And he even comes, as I say, with his own Orion Pax Spotlight cover. Now, I'm not going to go all through this, and Spotlight comic as well. So this is a brilliant, as I say, freebie. It's just such a shame this wasn't released in the UK as this pack. Nothing like this at all, unfortunately. But I think that's enough for first impressions. What we're going to do, we're going to have a detailed look at him in his alternate mode before coming back, seeing how we can use his accessories, and indeed do some more comparisons. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode already. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. That's for a couple of reasons. One, to keep the main length of the video down. Two, is not to spoil it for people who intend to get this figure and they don't want the transformation process spoiling for themselves. However, if you do want to see it, it will be uploaded separately so you can watch it at your leisure. Right, this alternate mode is fantastic. It is so good, and the transformation process, to be honest, is clever, it's ingenious, and again, it's very tricky, I suppose, for a figure that's yeah, nearly 10 years old. You can pretty much see, obviously, that was the chest. We've got the lovely detail in there. We've got more silver here on the front, more headlights there. Wheels have even got, you know, the rims coloured in. They serve their purpose. Obviously, they go round and round. They don't get stuck, is what I mean by that. Some figures, especially like the new ones, like Huffer, sometimes his wheels get stuck, which this one obviously doesn't, which is brilliant. You can't really make out too much, to be honest. I suppose maybe now you can. There's the legs, but there's this big gap here. There's no visible head, no visible hands. It's pretty good, isn't it? The colour scheme just really works with it. I think it looks great. Let's have a look at the back of the box. If people want to read that, I'm going to bring it close. You can pause it now, and then you can read that. You can see we're going to have a look at these accessories now in a second. There's the alternate mode. And then we've got the tech spec. This is a brilliant reason why I loved the Thrilling 30 figures as well. And in fact, we'll leave it that side for this way round. So let's have a look what we can do. Well, you can see we've got 5mm port above each rear wheel. And we can, of course, just attach these on like so. Now, to be honest, don't know if I really like that. I don't think it looks too bad, but what I do like is what I found and worked out, that you can take this and then you can attach this into, this isn't even in the instructions, there we go, and attach that there. So you've got one side which is heavy artillery, which I don't know, actually, I don't know if it looks better or worse, but it's just such a cool thing that you can do to the figure, as I say, that isn't in the instructions. Talking of the instructions, unfortunately, I haven't found them for this video, but one thing I do want to point out is they are brilliant, because the Thrilling 30 instructions have on one side how to do the transformation one way, and on the other side the reverse as well. So I think there's not much more to say about this alternate mode. To be honest, I don't even think, if I was going to display him in alternate mode, that I'd bother with the accessories. Unfortunately, there's no way you can hide or clip them underneath, so it would simply be a case of you'd have to bag them and store them, or put them either side as intended. But one last look at this, the detail on the silver, the detail around in the front, really, really good. Very, very, as you can tell, I think a lot of this figure. What we're going to do now, then, we're going to come back for the final time and do just a few more comparisons and see how he displays. Okay then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and to be honest, this is how I've had him on display for the last 9 years or so. So before we do some things with the weapons, let's have a quick look at the sealed one. They're using the old rope ties there. We've got the gun already in his hand. The axe is there. We're going to have a little bit more detailed look at it in a second. The instructions are at the bottom. There's the lovely Thrilling 30 logo, which I say is basically, you can see 2014, 30 years after the incarnation of them. And as I said, it's pretty much what's going on with Legacy right now, but the last decade. There, of course, is the comic book at the top as well. So let's have a little bit of a better look at the axe, because this is lovely translucent plastic. Got some nice detail on it, and you can see obviously where we've already attached it. I suppose that means if you wanted to, yep, you could do that. But as you can see, maybe that's his, oh, it's his walking stick because he's quite old. But no, it doesn't look great that way at all. I tend to display with this in that hand, and you can slide it down and it gets a little bit thicker there, so you can hold it in position. And of course his blaster, which I think is brilliant. His blaster's like a smaller pre-Generation 1 version, and I suppose the best way to prove that is if I take the Generation 1, and some of the Generation 1s have the lines in there as well, to be honest. So you can see what I mean. It's just like a pre-Generation 1 blaster. It's brilliant. So that's going to fit into his other hand, and he's so posable because he's got the ankle tilts, the rock, the knee bend, the, you know, the ball and socket in the hips. For people who do professional photos, they could have a whale of a time with this guy because he's so posable. And again, I think he looks stunning. His colour scheme works, and the light catches the silver in his eyes really well. So let's see how he displays with just some other figures in the same line. So this is Bumblebee, and for those of people who are maybe newer to this toy line, who don't really know much about it, this one's going to perhaps throw you off a little bit as well. That is Megatron, and that is because these, funnily enough, are the IDW. As you can see, there's the comic incarnations of these figures, so that's why they don't look like their Generation 1 selves. But well, hopefully that's explained it anyway. So this is how Guidi, I hope I've pronounced that right. They're basically his interpretation of their figures, which again is great. Yeah, Guidi's design for the character. So that's them, I suppose, some of the three. There's quite a few. I've done a few more. If you want to see any more Thrilling 30 videos, just type Thrilling 30 into the search bar on here. And again, unfortunately, at the moment, at the time of this video, this is the only Orion Pax figure I have. And of course, we all know who Orion Pax eventually ends up becoming. And hopefully very soon I'll be able to do some more videos with Orion Pax in for you. I don't really think there's much more to say about this. I think it's a great figure. I think he's still readily available at not a ridiculous price. So he's a good stand-in for now. And maybe if the new convention pack does sell out and you aren't able to get him, again, this guy is more than suitable and displays just incredibly well anyway. So I hope this helped you with your decision if you wanted to get one anyway. I hope it educated you if you didn't know who he was and hadn't seen it. Just a quick reminder that, of course, the transformation process is separately uploaded, and it is tutorial as well. So it is to help you with tips, not just me doing it. So hopefully that helps if you want to watch it. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.